What is up, guys? How are you all doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. And we're here with a quick little video where I'm talking about one thing and one thing only, and that is Watchmen. Yes sir, Watchmen is my favorite comic book series and my favorite comic book movie adaptation of all time. I mean, first of all, Zack Snyder is a genius. The man is literally a genius when it comes to films, when it comes to movies, when it comes to entertainment in that sense, in that regard. And I just absolutely fell in love with Watchmen the first time I found out about it, which was actually through the movie. And because I love this movie so much, I went and I thought that I should check out the comic books. I'm not really a comic book fan as such. I don't read comic books or superhero comics that much. Usually when someone makes a movie about a book or a comic book or something, it's not as good as the comics, or it doesn't hold true to the comic book itself, you know, the original thing. However, with this movie, with Watchmen, it was a different story. I felt like it was holding true to the original story, to the original comic books, and subsequently, when I checked out the comic books themselves, I was just blown away at how accurate everything was, pretty much, and how great it was in terms of taking a comic book and adapting it to a movie. And the movie isn't bad, it's actually fantastic, and also, it's very grounded. There is a kind of human element, a very emotional connection with the movie that establishes itself with the viewers and with the people watching. And you don't get that with superhero movies that much, or especially comic book movies, because there's often like a superhero, someone who is superior to everyone else, just beating the shit out of everyone, who is pretty much untouchable, and then they have like a little struggle, a little complication in the middle, and then it all works out in the end. It's all lovey-dovey, it's all great. But no, Watchmen is very dark, very grounded, very gritty, and like I said, Zack Snyder, just the way he made the movie, just nailed it, absolutely nailed it. It was perfect. It was perfection in a package that is a movie. But now, as for the comic book series itself, it's just absolutely amazing. You have to read it if you haven't done so already. If you haven't watched the movie, I don't know what the hell you're doing, because it's one of the best movies of all time, and literally my #1 movie when it comes to comic book movies. It's just fantastic. It's just the best thing in the world. But the reason why I'm making this commentary is because there was a rumor that went on in the last maybe 2 days or so about HBO wanting to make a Zack Snyder Watchmen TV series. Now, all of those things are things that sound great to me personally. I don't know about you guys, which is why I'm making this commentary, because I want to share my ideas about it, and hopefully you can tell me yours in the comment section below. But first of all, Zack Snyder is one of my favorite guys of all time. Like I said, the movies he creates are just sublime. I mean, they're the best things I've ever seen. Some of the best movies I've seen have been made by Zack Snyder, so the guy knows what he's doing, obviously. So if you were to transition over to a TV series, especially of Watchmen, which is my favorite comic book series of all time, movie as well, it would be just like the best thing in the world. It's like a combination of my favorite things, Zack Snyder, Watchmen, TV series, so it's a continuous thing. And it's going to tell like the origin stories of the characters, so like Watchmen Begins, or the beginnings of Watchmen, or something like that. So, and it's going to run through all the main characters, all the characters that we love, you know, Dr. Manhattan and Night Owl and Rorschach and things like that. And it's just going to talk about how they came about and how it all started. And to me, that's like a great place to begin. That's a great place to start, because eventually you can continue the story on and watch the characters as they grow and they become comfortable in their own skin, and they understand who they are and what they are and what they're trying to achieve. And you can see that progression, so it leads to a great story that could be told. And personally, like I said, I want that to happen. I want to see that on TV. I'm somebody that doesn't really watch TV that much, but if this were to be made, I would be watching this non-stop, because this would be literally the best thing ever. But it's just a rumor at the moment, so I don't know if this is 100% true or if it's just someone making something up. Hopefully it is true, because everything about it sounds great, and as I'm sitting here thinking about it, the possibilities are endless. They could literally do anything they want with it, and it would be amazing. I mean, recently there's been a surge in comic book characters being turned into TV series, such as The Flash and The Green Arrow and whatnot. All of that is bullshit. I'm not really a huge fan of those. I don't think they're that great, but I feel like it doesn't work. However, Watchmen would work really well. If they managed to get Zack Snyder on board, then it would work incredibly. If they got anybody else to do it, it wouldn't work. Personally, I feel like Zack Snyder, the way he got the movie right in 2009, I think it was released, the Watchmen movie, he absolutely nailed the feeling and the tone and the themes of the comic book in terms of adapting it to the movie. He absolutely nailed it. So I feel like he understands what the characters are like, what the story is like, the setting, everything like that. He got it perfectly, and he was able to transition that from comic book to movie, and I guess he could do that from movie to TV series as well. So if it's Zack Snyder, then absolutely go for it. But if it's anybody else, if he turns it down and they want to make this series just to make money and they get someone else on board, I feel like it wouldn't work nearly as well. So if Zack Snyder is going to do it, great. If somebody else is going to do it, then absolutely not. But anyways, let me know what you think or what you feel about this. Would you like to see a TV series adaptation of the Watchmen comics? Have you seen the movie? Have you read the comics themselves? Let me know all of that in the comment section below, because like I said, I watched the movie, then I went and read the comics, and to me, it was just the best story ever told. And Zack Snyder, like I said, is a genius, and the guy knows what he's doing, so hopefully this will happen in the future. If it doesn't, it'll be a shame, but if it does, man oh man, it's gonna be amazing. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.